students, I hope you are enjoying pre-internship program. By now we are well aware about the multiple behavioral activities performed by a teacher while teaching a particular topic. You have learned the skill of introducing a lesson, illustration with example, probing skills, use of teaching aids and many more. Today we are going to learn a significant skill of teaching, that is stimulus variation. Factors affecting attention. These are the general factors, these are not the components. So generally what happens if the student there is some kind of lethargy, some kind of drowsiness, see these are the some points which may help in grabbing the attention, like intensity. Sometimes what happens, sudden kind of the sound, some sound, some clapping, some switching off and on of the light, some bright light may create some kind of attention of this. They may be a little bit alert in the classroom. Some contrast in the classroom. Contrast means some kind of sudden silence. You were continuously speaking, suddenly you created some kind of silence in the classroom. Self activity is very significant in grabbing the attention. Here self activity means the activities of the students. Engaging the students in some kind of the activities always create interest and attention in the classroom. And movement can be by the teacher and by the students, both kind of the movements in the classroom. Yes, of course, movement, I don't mean to say students have to get up. Sometimes if the topic demands, you can change the setting of the classroom also, and of course that can create some kind of the attention. Dear students, audio visual aids had been very much potential or the great tools to support learning of the students, right? So here the judicious use of audio visual aids, the use of the computer, now the technology is at the high peak, right? The use of information communication technology can be a great support for the teacher in getting the attention, securing and sustaining throughout the 40 minutes or 1 hour of the class, right? The most important thing here I am going to suggest you now. What is that most important thing? Important thing is that teacher's personal behavior in the classroom is the wonderful thing which can create a lot of interest in the classroom. So now what is the teacher's personal behavior? Teacher's enthusiasm, his energy level, his expressions, body language, and most beautiful thing, his connect with the students, emotional connect with the students, and his emotional connect with the topic in the classroom will beautifully grab the attention of the students. Now let us know about the components of the skill stimulus variation. First, let me tell you the meaning of the component. Stimulus variation is a skill which includes many sub-skills or sub-activities. Each sub-skill or each sub-activity is called as the component. So the first component of your stimulus variation is the movement, that is the movement of the teacher. A teacher must never stick to the podium in the class or should not stick to the dais throughout his class. It is necessary for him to make some pedagogical movements so that the students may get a sense of being supervised. Teacher may go towards the end of the class or towards the last bench, he may go towards the students so that some kind of the alertness can be generated in the classroom. Most important thing is that the teacher must avoid the pendulum movement in the classroom or unnecessary movements which may sometimes distract the students. So the second here component is the gestures. What is the meaning of the gestures? Gestures are the head or hand movement or the movements of the body parts of the teacher and the facial expressions. A teacher can use the facial expressions or the gestures to direct the attention in the classroom, sometimes to explain the emotions and expressions, sometimes to indicate the shape, size and form of the particular object on the topic for whatever the teacher wants to discuss in the class. The next one is change in the speech pattern. Dear students, we have to understand it very clearly. The speech of a teacher and the expressions of the teacher are the essence of the class, right? So it is very much necessary to watch over your voice modulation, the rise and fall in the speech, your speech tone, the way you deliver the content. It is very much necessary to make the students to feel the rise and fall, to feel a kind of liveliness in the classroom, right? So that is very much needed. Sometimes you might have seen the some people, and yeah, one more important thing I wanted to tell here is that generally the speech of the teacher is guided by his personality. So if a teacher is energetic or enthusiastic by nature, naturally his speech will have the rise and fall, it will have the good voice modulation. But if the teacher is little bit kind of slow in the approach, it may affect his speech also. But here stimulus variation is about to bring the desired change or wanted change, or what I should say, the intentional change in teaching. So if a teacher knows that his voice modulation is not impactful that much, he has to try to bring those changes while teaching. Okay, so the next our teaching point or next component is focus. Focus can be created in the classroom, or generally the focus in class is created to point towards some important things or some important topics in the classroom, whatever you are discussing. Okay, so how the focus can be created? Through the verbal focus can be created. Verbal focus is how just you can make tell the students, look at here, look at closely, see towards the chart, or observe it closely, like that you can mention it. Gestural means with your body movements, by indicating your finger and by nodding your head, you can express or create a kind of focus in the classroom. Sometimes you can have a mixture of both also in order to create some kind of focus towards some important points in the teaching. Okay, so your next component is change in interaction pattern. Our general tendency as a teacher is to follow one type of interaction in the classroom. Now interaction means what here? The way teacher delivers the content. Here it means the classroom discourse, the classroom interaction, communication in the classroom. Generally in our classroom or in general classrooms, how it happens, no? The class will be guided by teachers' interaction. So how we can do is, in order to bring variety or change, or in order to get the attention in the classroom, we may have the various kind of the interaction patterns. Generally teacher to the class we have seen, but teacher to the students also. Generally we do by asking the question to the students. We can generate more interest, and how? By creating the peer group activities where the students get the opportunity to interact with each other and one another. Then pausing. Pausing is a technique which is deliberate use of what we say, no? The pause is used to introduce a kind of silence while teaching. And when the silence will be there, when you want to bring a big switch over from one point of teaching to the other point of teaching, sometimes the climax in the story, sometimes a kind of the high, what I should say, the level of your teaching point, you want to switch over to another point. That time the pause is used, right? So silence is to introduce silence, you use pause in the classroom. Many a time avoid using too large or too small pauses, because too small pauses does not have any significance, and too large pause may distract the students and you may deviate from the topic. Next here your point is component is change in the sensory focus. In the classroom, the students learn more by listening, right? So here what we can do is, we can bring a change of their sensory focus. It means what? When the teacher, generally the teacher speaks in the classroom, so that is oral focus occurs. You want your students to listen to your speech. you can show some chart, that is oral to visual. It means you can show some chart, some object, some model in the classroom, so that the students attention gets switched over and the interest can be created. Then oral to oral visual, when you are talking, you are presenting your content and you are interacting in the classroom, you can move towards some ICT mediated based, or some video can be shown, some documentary can be shown. So it is called as oral to oral visual switching. Okay, sometimes you visual to oral visual means what? When you generally use the models, you are using chart, you are showing blackboard work to the students, you can make the students to have the, as I said, the documentary, some video to the students. So some kind of the sensory focus is changed, which will lead to the what I should say, the which will lead to grabbing the attention of the students, and the students will take more interest in the classroom. The students' movement is the most important component in teaching and learning. According to constructivist approach-based teaching strategies, the students are to be engaged. Here, the student movement, I do not say that physical, only the physical movement. Physical, psychological or cognitive movements in the classroom will create a lot of fun and interest in learning. So, we should feel motivated while conducting this student movement based activities in the classroom, so that the students feel take interest in the class, and not only that, they learn the concept well. So how can we create the students movement in the classroom? By role play activities, some board work we can give to the student, they can come and solve some of the questions there on the board, some kind of experiment they can be involved into, some kind of group discussion, brainstorming can be conducted. Sometimes you can give some activities wherein the students themselves, they label the pictures, they come from their place and they label the pictures on the board. Sometimes they have to go to their friends, but of course I understand that management of the classroom becomes difficult in this kind of situations. It depends on the teacher, that how teacher can make it more impactful. So dear students, what we have seen here is these are your all the components of your teaching skill, that is stimulus variation. Here I would like to say to you is that many of the components together, right, may create confusion sometimes. So be natural in your teaching, but with a wise mind and judicious understanding what is needed, when it is needed, and how it can beautifully be used in the classroom conditions. So I hope you have understood the skill of stimulus variation. Okay, so just I would like to end my teaching with the help of one quote. The art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. Be the awakener for the students. Do not try to impose or indoctrinate your thinking, your belief system on the students. I hope you enjoy